welcome back. Today I am going to be doing a two-part video. The first part of my video is going to be trying out the products in my summer haul 2017, and it's the Stilla products in particular. And the second part of the video is using my new Sigma brushes and trying to use them properly, because we know I'm a little bit cat-handed when it comes to using brushes, makeup brushes. So let me just go through some of the products I'm going to be using today. So one of the first things is going to be the Stilla All Day Foundation. So it's this product here. It's been around for a while. It's got to be a good 3-4 years at least this product's been around for. I actually bought it last year. Haven't actually worn it that much actually. What's good about it is that it has a foundation in the top which is about a shade lighter. Not a foundation, I said that, didn't I? I mean a concealer in the top, and it's about a shade lighter than the actual foundation itself. So the foundation, I've got it in shade, I think it was 15. Yeah, it's in deep 15. Okay, and let me just tell you a little bit about the foundation. See if I can grab the details here. So it's a 30ml bottle, 1 fluid ounce. It does come with a spatula and brush. I've thrown those away a long time ago because I had no use for that. It was a very weird looking thing. Didn't know what to do with it at all. The spatula, let me show you what the spatula they're talking about. It's actually this thing. It's like a little scoop. You see that? Very weird thing. So it's got that. Right, get back to this. So it's an oil-free, high-definition, high-performance foundation that stays all day and delivers a flawless finish. Unique oxygen technology leaves skin hydrated, nourished, and helps prevent premature aging. The dreamy formula glides onto skin and immediately goes to work minimizing skin blemishes and imperfections. It is also enriched with an array of skin-loving ingredients, and unlike other long-wearing formulas, includes a synergistic combination of botanical extracts that have been shown to help enhance circulation and blood flow, resulting in an increase of oxygen being delivered to the skin and letting skin breathe. These innovative extracts also help to slow down the onset of premature aging and promote healthy, hydrated and vibrant skin. And it just kind of says the whole thing over and over again. So key benefits include medium buildable coverage with a matte finish, ultra long wearing, a silicone elastomer delivers a natural skin-like feel. So those of you who don't like silicone based foundations, you may not be interested in this one. Innovative oxygenating formula that helps skin breathe and promotes healthy and radiant skin. Concealer, full coverage concealer with a rich and creamy texture, easily blendable, providing ultimate comforts and coverage. Vitamins A, C provide antioxidant. God, I'm bored of reading. Right, you get the idea. It's got a lot of stuff. The other things in the Stilla range that I'll be using today, I've got 3 Stay All Day liquid lipsticks, and these give a matte coverage. Oh, I could wear this red one. It's going to be one of these two I'll be wearing today. Okay, so that's a Stilla All Day liquid lipstick. I also bought this little palette of eyeshadows and blush and highlighter. It actually says on the back what each colour is for. So you've got base, you've got crease, highlighters, etc, etc, transition, and it looks like this. So I'll be using that today. And I've got these 2 metallic metallic eyeshadows. These are really popular at the moment. Not quite sure if they're appropriate for day wear, but I might just put one of them on. Chances are I might put this one on. It's a little bit much for a work day, but hey, why not? So yeah, shall we crack on and do that? And I also mentioned that I'm going to be using my Sigma brushes. So I've already uploaded the video. I'll link that up above here. The video where I have got my new Sigma brushes. So I'll be using these today. God help me, try and use the right brushes if I can. And this is probably what's going to slow me down, using the right brushes. Okay, so this is what I'm going to be doing today. So I'm just applying the Illamasqua Matte Veil Primer. Right, so I'm going to be using the concealer part of this. So let's see if I can get the right brush for concealer. This is a large concealer brush. Let's see if there's a smaller one. Oh, here we go. Right, so I've got two brushes here, an F75 and an F65. I'm going to use a 75 to apply my concealer. It's actually very warm today, so we'll see. Oh, it's actually got a little mirror at the top there, which is kind of useful, isn't it? So let's do this. So I'm just going to do it like that and see how we get on. You can tell it's a warm day because I'm perspiring, even though I've got my my matte veil on. I'm still perspiring. Wow, this is a very rich concealer. But it's actually quite sheer. I don't know if it's just the brush, but it's actually quite sheer. Doesn't feel like it's actually covering my pigmentation. The brush feels really nice though. It's nice and soft. There's nothing itchy about it. And the one thing I like about Sigma brushes, which you do tend to find a lot of brushes out there, is that they shed. I've had my Sigma F80 flat kabuki brush, which is the one I use for my foundations. I've had that for a couple of years now. No problems with it at all. Never sheds. Once washed, it looks like new again. It's an excellent brush. It really is just the best foundation brush, and that's why I knew I was going to consider the Sigma brushes, because I remember how good that was. I feel like I'm actually putting too much concealer on. This is a nice brush. This is the large concealer brush. This is a nice one, really soft. And actually I think I prefer applying with this actually. It feels much nicer. Yeah, happier using this brush actually. So this is the large Sigma brush, which was the F65. So another brush to use. So this is the Duofiber powder blush brush. So I'm using that one. So I'm just going to use a light layer of the Urban Decay Velvetizer. Whoopsie daisy, she says, light layer. Because I am perspiring quite a bit, so I don't like that. This brush feels quite small because I'm so used to using a really big powder brush. So this is quite a small brush to use. I'll keep that at hand because I might use it to set my face, but my face feels better now. It doesn't feel so damp. Right, let's put the foundation on. So the foundation I'm going to apply with my Sigma F80. So I always spray my brushes with a setting spray. So I'm using the Cover FX Mattifying Setting Spray. So the bottle looks really manky, but that's what happens. Right, so we've got this goopy thing. So do I put this straight on my face? Don't know, let's do that. Ooh. That should be enough, shouldn't it? Okay, let's go. Right, you know when you've put too much foundation on. I have right now. The colour is a bit light and also a little bit orangey, but I'm sure it will oxidise. Most foundations oxidise. I know a lot of people like to, I've seen a lot of the sort of women of colour YouTubers, they like to put on foundations that are like a shade, even sometimes 2 shades lighter than their natural skin tone. I don't like to do that. I like to actually match my skin tone as much as possible. Sort of match my neck and my chest if possible. Oh man, I didn't realise I had my collar like that. God, come on girl, you're in your 40s, you know how to dress. I love this brush, it's just so good. I mean, I've also got the Morphe E31 brush, which is good as well, but this is the best one. So it's usually between the Beauty Blender and the Sigma F80 brush when it comes to applying my liquid foundation. Looks okay, doesn't it? Okay, so my wig has been pushed back quite a bit, but I think that actually looks alright, doesn't it? I'm not going to put a highlighter under my eyes. I think I'm just going to leave it like that. But you know me, I'll probably change my mind in the next 5 minutes. Right, so I'm quite happy with that as a coverage. That's good, and that's giving me, I would say, a good medium to full coverage. Wouldn't you agree? That's okay. Start to perspire again. Now I'm going to use a different powder today. I bought this. I just love the packaging. It's by the Beauty Bakerie, and it's their setting powder. So it's got better not bitter flour, and it's got on the back of the packaging it's got baking tips. Our flour can be applied 2 ways. Using a brush, you can lightly dust your entire face for a full matte look, and 2, with gentle pressure, use a makeup sponge to apply the flour to your T-zone to absorb excess oil. So I'll be using the brushes to apply to absorb excess oil. And look at this. Isn't this the most gorgeous looking thing? It's great, isn't it? And the good thing as well, it's brown in colour. So I'll be using this duo fibre brush again, just to apply the powder. Let me see if there's another brush in the Sigma collection. I can't remember. Oh God, oh wow, yes. How did I miss that? Right, so this is a large powder brush, and it's the F20. Right, so there's that, and there's also tapered face F25. So, right, let's get these bad boys out. This is what we need. Look at those. Right, so I will be using, which one should I use? I'm going to try it with this, should I? Or this? I'll try it with this and see how I get on. So the powder looks like that, so it's got a protective seal. So I'm just going to pour some of it into here. God, it looks really red. I always say that, I know. I mean, I'm like a broken record, but I'm just scared of that whole red look. Oh, this brush. Oh, it's like being tickled by fairies. Happy with that. Right, right, I normally put some powder on underneath my eyes before I do my eyeshadows. So this time I'll use the Laura Mercier. So I'm actually going to dab some of this under my eyes before I put my eyeshadows on. So I'll be using this tapered face brush now, which is the F25. I feel almost like an expert talking about all these brushes. You know, there's other YouTubers, the big YouTubers, they're always saying, I'm using my F brush or my E brush or whatever they say. Oops, yeah, I just don't apply it like an expert. Right. Okay, light hand needed. Jesus. Look at my clothes. Look at my clothes. Look at that. Got it done to my top. Dear, oh dear. Right, let's do the eyeshadows now. So, let's get the eye brushes out. I've got the eye brushes out, so let's go with this one, tapered blending brush. I've got 2 of these here, and blending E25 and E35. So I'm going to use the E35 first to do the transition. Right, let's get this right. So on the back, so it says use Adventurous for the lid. So Adventurous is supposed to be this colour. That looks a bit, I don't know about that colour. Yep, it does say it. It's actually quite light. I'm not actually quite happy about using that as a lid colour. I'm not going to use that. That's too bright for me. So I'm going to use my Makeup Geek Cocoa Bear. Can't go wrong with a Cocoa Bear. So I'm going to use that as my lid colour. I feel happier using that. There we go. Yeah, this is when I can really tell using the right brush makes a difference. The application here is just so smooth and it feels right. So I'm just going to do this all over my lid. And they say use Flirty as the crease. So Flirty is this colour up here, the top one. So I will use that as a crease. I'm using the same brush. Just blends so nicely. Really does. Maybe this is what they meant to use as my transition. I probably didn't understand what they meant by using that. Yeah, I think I got that wrong. I was supposed to have used this colour as my all over transition. So when they say crease, I think that's what they meant. So it was me, I didn't understand that. Right, so this is when I use Adventurous as the lid colour. Right, so let's use another brush for that. You know what, I'm just going to use the same brush. Oh, so pretty. And then they say use the Mesmerizing, which is the dark colour, as a liner. I actually don't know if I want to do that. I might use it at the edges just to give it a bit of definition. So I'm just going to use this black colour just to add a little bit of definition at the sides. Hope I don't spoil it. It looks alright, doesn't it? Yeah, I'm happy with that. I did want to use these metallic colours, so should I use this one? It's probably going to be overkill, but hey man, why not? It's a Monday. Monday's not supposed to be a dull day. So I'm just going to use this colour, and this one is the colour Bronzed Bell. So it's this colour here. I'm just going to use a little bit of this. That's enough. That is so extra, but I love it. You know I'm going to be using these when I'm going out. Oh my god, that is so nice. It's a Monday, so what? Need a reason to celebrate the start of the week, don't we? That is just so cool. Right, so there are two blushes in this kit. So there's that one at the bottom, these two. Natural for me to use this orangey colour to go with what I'm wearing, so let's do that. I'm going to use the dual fibre brush again. It's just about showing up on my skin. I'm not convinced. Let's mix it with this raspberry colour. Yeah, it's a bit better. Not my favourite colours, I'll admit. Mascara is smudged onto my eyes. That's not good. Yeah, I'm not totally happy about the blush. So I'm liking the eyeshadows, not that keen on the blushes. Must admit, I didn't use contour today. I should have done that, shouldn't I? So this is an extreme structure contour, so I use this sort of side of my nose. So this is the highlight brush, which is F56. So I'm just doing that for under my eyes. And at the same time blurring away that mistake with the mascara, which is kind of cool. This is the Emphasize Contour Brush, so let's see how this works. I think it almost emphasises the contour a little bit too much for me, actually. I'm not used to my contour being so emphasised. I'm not entirely comfortable with that. I apologise for the perspiring because I am definitely doing that again. This is the Accentuate highlight, so I'm going to be using the highlighter in the highlighter is this colour up here. I'm not sure about that as a highlighter, but we'll give it a go. Not a highlighter for my colouring, I must say. So what I'll do, I'm going to use the Becca Blushed Copper blush, which has got kind of a built-in highlighter at the same time, and it might just sort out the blush situation as well at the same time. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Now, lip colour, I think I said I was going to wear this colour, and this colour is called Rubino, so I'm going to wear that today. Happy with that? There you go, that's the final look using the Stilla products. Yeah, that's how it all looks. That's all Stilla. The foundation is good, eyeshadows are okay. I'm loving the lipstick, feels very comfortable. It's obviously drying down matte, so it all looks pretty good. Okay, so I'll come back at the end of the day and just tell you how the foundation has performed. Let me tell you what time it is now. Oh God, it's really late. The time now is 9:42 in the morning. I'll get back to you later on today, probably about 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Okay, so there'll definitely be about an 8-hour wear, and we'll get an idea of how this foundation has performed on my very oily skin using my Sigma brushes. But I'll say one thing, definitely using the brushes, it has easily, no doubt about it, in the application, much easier. Those eyeshadow blending brushes are the bomb. Just so good. That powder tapered face brush, fantastic. The big brush, yeah, lovely. Not quite sure what to do with the old contour brushes yet and the highlight brushes, but we'll practice and I'll learn how to use those better. But overall, all good. There you go. All right, so I will see you all later. Take care. Bye. Good evening and welcome back. So I am here just to give you my final thoughts and review of the foundation I was testing all day today. And the foundation I was testing was the Stilla Stay All Day foundation, which looks like this. I was wearing it in colour Deep 15. So I put the foundation on about, I think it was about 9:30 this morning, maybe. It was around that sort of time. And the time now is, hopefully I can show it to you. It's about 6:30, just after 6:30. So I've had the foundation on for at least 9 hours. So it's had a fairly good test today. And how did the foundation do? Well, I'm having a look at it now. Let's get my mirror out. So having a look, obviously I am perspiring because it is very warm and I've just been rushing and I've just finished cooking in the kitchen. So I am perspiring. So when I do my reviews of the foundation, I look at several categories. So I look at how the foundation transfers, so that is T. I look at how the foundation controls oil, so that comes under O. I look at the performance. Does the foundation fade? Does it melt? Does it separate? So that comes under P. The next thing I look under is the price. Is the foundation good value for money? So that's the second P. And then I look at the shade selection for the foundation. So that's S. So all spells tops. Okay, so let's have a look at the transfer. I was writing reports nearly all day today and sort of reading documents, and I don't recall any foundation on my fingers and on the paper, and I'm one of those people. I'm always touching my face, always touching my face. I did blot around 2-3 o'clock this afternoon, and when I say blot, I use the Laura Geller blotting powder. It's just like a little fine powder, and it just absorbs the excess oil on my face. So I did that about 3 o'clock this afternoon. Apart from that, I haven't done any other blotting today. So let's do my blotting sheets and see how this has performed. With the blotting sheets, the worst performing foundation I've tried used about 5 of these sheets, and it was 5 fully soaked with oil sheets. The best foundation tend to use 2 to 2.5 sheets of this blotting sheets. But let's see how we do with this. So let's do sheet 1. Okay, so that's a pretty good coverage there of oil. Okay, so that's quite a bit of oil. Not much foundation on that actually. So that's sheet 1. Sheet 2. Okay, a little bit of foundation, but again not much. So that's sheet 2, and I think I can probably go on to one more sheet here. Okay, again just a little bit of foundation, but not much more. So I would actually say, I'm actually quite surprised. I actually would say that this is 2.5 sheets, 2 3/4 sheets of oil, and hardly any foundation transfer on that at all. A little bit on the first, and a little bit on the second, yeah, and a tiny little bit on the third sheet, but hardly anything at all. So for transfer, if I'm going to mark out of 10, I'm actually going to give this a good 9.5, because hardly saw anything. I didn't see anything on the paperwork today. So I think there was a small print. For oil control, it's actually performed quite well. Again, 9 hours of wear, very warm, humid day. So I think this has performed pretty well again. So I think for out of 10, again, considering that I'm a very oily skinned person, and I only blotted once, I'm going to give this again, I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10, because I think it's been pretty good for oil control. For performance, has it faded, melted or separated? So let's have a look. It has faded, there's no doubt about that, but it's faded quite evenly all around my face. But it has faded, there's no doubt about it. So on my forehead, I can see my skin is practically showing through there. A lot on my face, there's hardly any foundation left on my face at all here. Again, so I don't know if that's foundation or that strong contour I did this morning, but there's definitely some fading on my face. Hasn't melted and it hasn't separated, but it's definitely faded. So I think out of 10 for performance, I am going to give this a 7 out of 10, because there is definite fading on my face. So we've got 9.5, we've got 9, and we've got a 7 out of 10. For price, now the foundation costs £29.50. I don't know how much it costs in the US. So £29.50, it's obviously in the high-end price range of foundations. The foundations I consider high-end tend to be in the sort of above £25 and in the early 30s, so like £25 to £35. So it's bang in the middle of that price range, £29.50. But that's what I kind of expect for a foundation like this. If I compare to something like the Lancome Teint Idol, that's what, £32. The Estee Lauder Double Wear, that's how much is that? That is £30. What else is there? There's a few foundations in that price range, but you get my meaning. The only other foundation I can think of that sort of performs like this is the Revlon Colour Stay, and that's a lot cheaper than this. I think that's what, £10. So if I'm looking at the value for money, I would say £29.50 is actually, it's about normal. So I wouldn't say it's good value, I would say it's about normal and what I'd expect for this kind of product. So I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10 for price, because you know, it's still pretty expensive. Shade selection. So shades wise, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15, 16 shades. So there's one shade darker than mine. So obviously they could go a lot deeper. Then there's my shade. So there's shade 16, which is Cocoa. There's my shade 15, Deep. 14 is Maple. So Maple is the kind of colouring for someone like, I'm thinking about big YouTubers here, Seeky Beauty. I think she would wear a 14. Let's have a quick look, what's next? 13 is Warm, so that's when you start getting into the lighter skin, so you're looking at dark tan, light, and then after that 12 you're looking at sort of tanned olive skins there. So I'd say there are 4 shades for the more melanin rich women of colour. So that's not bad for a main brand with only 16 shades available. It's not bad. So I think for shade selection, out of 10 I'm going to give a 7 out of 10. A 7.5 out of 10. I think that's fair. Don't ask me to add it all up. I'm tired. I'll put down the final score out of 50 down below. But overall, it's a good foundation. If it's something that would interest you, and if you liked how the colour looked on me, I thought, no, it's pretty good. I had no problems about the colour. Would I purchase it again? Yes, but I don't need to, because I have got so many foundations. So I will definitely wear it again. You know, if it's something that I can just easily reach for, I will definitely use it again. I like the concept of the little concealer underneath. I didn't really like the way how the concealer applied, and it's probably not something I will use again. I'll stick to the concealers I'm using at the moment, which are the Tarte Shape Tape Contour, whatever it's called, concealer, and my NARS Creamy Radiance concealer. I'll stick to those two, because they are more of a solid colour in application. They didn't streak and sheer like this one did. So as a product, yeah, good. I like it. You won't go too far wrong. The other thing I noticed as well, it hasn't got an SPF in it. So if that's important to you, you'll probably need to put your sun protection factor before you apply this foundation. Alright. But before I say goodbye, I just wanted to remind you about my giveaway. I'm doing a giveaway for August and September. And my giveaway basically is this. It's going to be a goodies box. I haven't got it with me. And to get that, I need to get to 350 subscribers by the end of September to enter the competition for the giveaway. All you have to do is subscribe to this channel, follow me on Instagram, and ask me a question about me. Sounds very vain, but just a question about me. So what would you like to know about me? Put a question down below, and I intend on doing an all about me video in September. So I'm just going to get all the questions and compile all of those and just answer those questions in September. Okay, so that's all you have to do to enter. Subscribe to this channel, follow me on Instagram, and put in a question about me which you'd like to know. Okay, that's it. I think I've covered everything. Yeah, I think I have. So I'd like to say again, thank you very much for joining me today, and I will see you soon. And if you haven't subscribed as yet, come on, what are you waiting for? Just subscribe. That's all you got to do. Press the little bell next to the subscribe button, and that will notify you when I do my next upload. And don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Okay, take care. See you soon. Bye.